Hi, I'm Rory Sheehan, and welcome to Meditative Conditioning. In this series, we're going to look at how to use the pendulum as a communications tool. This is the first video that we're doing in the series, and I hope you find the series interesting because we're going to take a bit of a different perspective from some of the other videos that are available on YouTube. We're going to look at the pendulum simply as a communication tool. It has no mystical powers, it has no special skills or gifts. It's simply a communication tool. So I'll give you an example. If you pick up a cell phone and you want to call somebody, it doesn't matter whether you use that cell phone or you use a home line or you use a flip phone, they're all going to serve the same purpose. They're going to allow you to communicate with somebody else. And that's essentially what we're going to do with the pendulum. We're going to use the pendulum as a communication tool. Now, when you use the pendulum as a communication tool, the next question is, what are you communicating with, or who are you communicating with? And I know there's a lot of different ideas out there, and again, we're going to be a little bit controversial in some of these. We're going to use the pendulum as a communication tool to communicate with our subconscious mind. That's it. We're going to use it as a tool so that we can talk to our subconscious mind, get information and guidance from our subconscious mind. And then as we progress and we develop these skills with the pendulum and our communication skills through our subconscious mind, we're going to be able to move through our subconscious and access our guides, our angels, our higher power, and even our departed loved ones. The important thing to understand in this is that it all begins with our ability to communicate effectively with our subconscious mind. And that's going to be the focus of this series on how to use the pendulum. So let's look at some ideas around the pendulum. It really doesn't matter what you use. So you can use a crystal type pendulum. You can use a brass type pendulum. It doesn't matter. It's just a communication tool. The one that I use the most actually is simply a paper clip on the end of a string. I've given out tens of thousands of these over the years. And it's a very simple way to use a communication tool to access your subconscious mind. Now, one thing I have found is that if you want to use this approach, a slightly larger paper clip that's covered in plastic adds a little bit of weight, and you need a little bit of weight in order to allow the pendulum to work effectively. So it really doesn't matter the type of pendulum that you use. The idea is that you're using it as a communication tool and that you're using it to access your subconscious mind. So what we want to do is we want to understand that there's personal preference in this. And I'm not trying to tell you that my way is better or my way is the only way or somebody's doing this or somebody shouldn't be doing that. It really doesn't matter. You want to try and figure out an approach that works for you. So I find it best to hold your pendulum by the string or chain in the hand that you write with, your dominant hand, and just allow it to hang comfortably so that it can move freely. If you hold it too close, there's not enough movement. If you hold it too far away, it tends to wiggle just a little too much. So find that comfortable spot for you so that you can have the pendulum swing freely. Now, the question really becomes, when we use the pendulum, what are we doing with it? Well, the pendulum is really, as I've said, is intended to be a communication tool where we're going to use it to communicate specifically with our subconscious mind. And in the next video, we're going to be looking at how to communicate more effectively with the subconscious mind, what are the rules of the subconscious mind, and how do we communicate in a way the subconscious mind is going to be responsive to us. There's also some question about the type of questions that we can ask. We're going to do a whole video on the questions that you can ask. So I hope you enjoy this series on how to use the pendulum. We're going to start from the very basics and work our way all the way through answering questions that have a yes or no answer, and to even using a scale and how to change your vibration, which again is the foundation for things like the law of attraction. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe, and ring the bell so you can find out about future videos. So until next time, I'm Rory Sheehan. Hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in our next video on using the pendulum.